Hi friends and subscribers, this is Mahmoud Sheikh, and today I'll be starting a new video tutorial series on PHP PDO CRUD tutorial. I have done many video tutorial series on developing a CRUD application using different frameworks of PHP like Codeigniter, Symfony, Zend, Laravel, Cake PHP, and with Core PHP. Okay, so in those technologies I have done CRUD application, building CRUD application tutorial, and you can watch those videos. I will put the link of those videos in the description below. Okay, and in this video tutorial series I will discuss about PDO, which stands for PHP data objects. Okay, so it is very useful and it is very efficient to interact with the database, with your MySQL database. Okay, so I'll be using MySQL database to store and fetch and update all the details in this video tutorial series. Okay, so now before starting building our web application or CRUD application, let us take a look at our CRUD application which we are going to develop in this complete tutorial series. Okay, here you can see I have a page where I have a table, and in that table I have displayed all different types of posts. Okay, here you can see the ID of that post, title, description, and the category which that post belongs to, and the date on which that post is been published. And these are the actions that we can perform on this post. Like we can, if you want to view the post, then we can click on this view link, and then we can view that particular post in full detail. Okay, so if I click on this back button, I will be redirected back to my home page. Okay, if I want to update any of the posts, then I just have to click on this edit link. Okay, suppose I want to change it from e-commerce to CMS. Okay, so now let's click on update. Now you can see previously it was e-commerce, now it gets updated to CMS. Similarly, if I want to delete any post, then I just have to click on this delete. Then that post will immediately get deleted from our table, and the data also gets deleted from the database. Okay, so now let me take you to the database. Okay, now so here this is our database PDO CRUD, and we have created PDO is our database, and the PDO CRUD is the table that we have created inside this PDO database. And now here you can see I have left with only 3 records. Okay, so now let's delete one more record, and now I'm left with only 2 records. So now if I come and refresh the table, and you will see there are only 2 records left in my table as well. Okay, so now if I want to create any post, then I just have to click on this create post button, and then a form will get open where I have to write the title. Okay, like let us say Magento. Then I will select e-commerce, which is the category, and then I will write the description. Magento is an open source e-commerce platform. Okay, now let's click on this. Okay, so when I click on this text box, it's a date picker. Okay, I will show you how you can create this kind of date picker using jQuery UI.js and jQuery UI.css. So I'll just select any of the date, and now I will click on submit. Now you can see I have got the 3rd post. Okay, start displaying here on our home page or in our table. And if I go to my database table, and when I refresh the table, you can see the 8th record is also displaying. Okay, so now this is the complete application that we'll be going to learn in this video tutorial series. Okay, so for developing this kind of application, first we need to go to our server folder. Okay, now I'm using XAMPP server, so I will go to my XAMPP folder inside C drive, and then I will click on this htdocs folder, and here I have already created a table. I have already created a folder with a name called PHP PDO CRUD. Okay, so inside this I will create an assets folder. Okay, so this is the assets folder in which I'll be storing my CSS and JS files. Okay, so now let's come and then import this project in our text editor. Okay, now let's come here and open it. Now let's open our project. Okay, let me just close this one. Okay, now we need to place our CSS and JS files. Okay, so I will just come to my desktop. Here I already downloaded some CSS and JS files which are required for this for developing this CRUD application. Okay, so we want a bootstrap.css files, jQuery UI.css files. Okay, so and in JS we want bootstrap.js, jQuery 1.12.4.js, and then jQuery UI. Okay, so I will put the link in the description of this video from where you can download all these files. Okay, so I'll just copy and I will just put it here inside my assets folder. Okay, so you have to create a folder with the name assets inside your PHP PDO CRUD. Okay, so what I did was I have created a folder with the name PHP PDO CRUD, and inside that I have created one more folder with the name assets, and inside this assets I have pasted my CSS and JS files, and all this CSS and JS files, the link for downloading this CSS and JS files I will put in the description below, from where you can easily download these files. Okay, so here for developing this kind of CRUD application we are using a CSS framework called Bootstrap, HTML CSS framework Bootstrap. Okay, so here you can see this is the bootstrap.com from where you can find different templates. Okay, then you will find different types of templates. You have to download their CSS files. Okay, and then you can start building your application. Okay, so you don't go for downloading your CSS file from here. So I already told I will put the link for downloading this CSS and JS files in the description below. Okay, for downloading bootstrap.css file you need to click on this file. Okay, so you just click on this drop down arrow, then you have to click on this bootstrap.min.css file, because when you click on this bootstrap.min.css file will get open, or bootstrap.css. okay, you can choose any of these two files. Okay, so when you click on this bootstrap.css, a bootstrap.css file will get open. From there you need to copy the entire code, and then you have to save it inside your computer with the name bootstrap.css. okay, so and the remaining files, which are these files, jQuery UI and jQuery UI.js files, for these files I will put the link in the description below from where you can download. Okay, now so from here with these templates we can easily get the HTML and CSS code. Okay, so we don't have to write the CSS and HTML code by our own. So for that you need to click on this preview button. So the moment when you click on the preview button you will get this kind of page, and from here you will find different types of elements. So if you want to design a navbar, then you will get the complete code for designing the navigation bar here. Okay, so from here you can copy this navigation menu bar and you can use it inside your application. Okay, so that's what we will be going to do in this video tutorial series. Okay, so now let's come to our editor. Okay, now I have moved my CSS and JS files, and now I will create one more folder with a name inc to include my header and footer. I will right click and then I will create one file with a name index.php. Okay, I will save it. Okay, HTML PHP PDO CRUD application. Okay, now I need to link my CSS and JS files. Okay, so for that I will type link. I will use a link tag, and then type assets slash cs assets slash, first I want CSS. Okay, and then come here. Okay, and then bootstrap.css. Okay, and the same thing I'll just copy, and I will paste it. I will change it to jQuery UI.css. Okay, and now we need to link our JS files. Okay. Source, the same assets folder, because our JS files are also inside JS folder, inside our assets folder. Okay, so here we need to type bootstrap.js. Let me just copy and paste it a couple of times. Okay, so while linking your JS files, first you need to put your jQuery file. Okay, otherwise it will show you an error. jQuery -1.12.4. okay, and then here bootstrap.js, and then jQuery UI. Okay, here let me put jQuery UI.js. okay, so now let's see. Okay. Let's print in h1 tag welcome. Okay, and now let's come to our browser and type 127.0.1/PHP PDO CRUD. Okay, now it's displaying a welcome. Okay, now you can see the style of this welcome is changed. That means we have successfully linked our CSS files and JS files. Okay, so now let's right click on the page and then click on view page source. Okay, so now let's see whether our files have been successfully linked or not. Okay, so I'll just click on this. Now you can see it is displaying our CSS file. Okay, that means our files are linked successfully. Okay, so this one is also linked. Okay, here this one is also okay, so all our CSS and JS files have been linked successfully. So now let's close this. Okay, now we need to come here and we need to let's first come here and okay, we need to just remove this. Save it, and let's just click on this icon and copy the entire code, because I want to display a navigation menu. I'll just copy this and I will put it here. Okay, save it, and now let's refresh our page. Okay, now let's come here. Okay, so from this navigation bar we don't want all this stuff. Okay, we don't want this button. I don't want all this. Okay, here PHP PDO CRUD tutorial. Save it. Okay, so now I will just refresh. Okay, I'll just make it color black. Okay, save it. Okay, now it's displaying the title of our application. Okay, and now what we should do is we should come here. Okay, I will just take this entire code, I'll just cut it, and okay, let me first create two files. Okay, let me first create our header and footer files inside our inc folder. Okay, so let's just right click and then click on new file and then save it as header.php and then new file, save it as footer.php. Okay, now we have created two files. One is for header and another one is for footer. So I'll just cut it out, entire code from doc type to new. Just cut it and I will put it inside my header, and the rest of the code I will just again cut it out and then I will just put it inside my footer. Okay, so I have set all my header and footer. So what I will do is here I will just include this header and footer by using include method. Okay, inc slash header.php, save it. I'll just copy and I will link my footer file as well. Okay, so now let's just refresh it again. Nothing gets changed. Okay, so we have successfully included our header and footer files. Okay, so now we don't need these files. Just close these files. Okay, now we need to create, or now first we need to create our db.php file. Okay, so we need to create a file called db.php which will interact with the database. Okay, so we interact or establish a connection with the database. Okay, so let's create that. So for that I will just create one more folder, a name called config. Okay, yeah. Okay, so inside this config I will create a file, PHP file called db.php. Save it. Okay, now let's go to our PHP MyAdmin. Okay, here you can see I have created a database with the name PHP PDO CRUD, and inside that I will create a table. We want 5 fields. Okay, one for ID, second one is for title, then description, category and date. Okay, so we have to create 5 fields to store these details, these 5 details. Okay, so I'll just increment the value here from 4 to 5 and then I'll give it a name as posts. Okay, then I'll click on go. ID, title, then description, and then category, then date. Published on. Okay, this one is of the type date, and then this one is varchar, and this one is varchar as well, and then title varchar and ID is teacher. Okay, and then here 200 as this one, 200 as well. Okay, so we don't want any limit for this. Okay, this one is auto incremented and set as primary key. Okay, now let's save it. Okay, so now we have created a table. Here you can see the table structure. The ID, title, ID is the primary key, title, description, category and published on. Okay, which is of the date type. Okay, now we have created a table, and now let's try to create or establish a connection with our database. Host equals to 7.0.0.1. okay, and then username root, okay, and then password will be nothing, and then database name will be PHP PDO CRUD. Okay, that's the name of our database. And now we'll check, we'll see, establish the data connection DSN. Okay, MySQL host, okay, host host, and then okay, DB name okay, DB name will be our database name. Okay, and then we'll store PDO connection, create a PDO object which will be referring throughout our CRUD application. PDO or DSN, and then username, then password. Okay, and then we will check if connection successfully gets established with our database or not. Okay, if our connection didn't get established successfully with our database, then it will display an error message as connection failure. Okay, MySQL connect error, and else we will give them a message as connection established successfully. Okay, save it, and now let's refresh. Okay, it's not displaying anything because we have created our db.php file to make a connection with our database, but we have not used this file inside our index.php file. Just copy and just put it here, and then here it should be db, which is present inside config folder. Okay, now let's see. It is displaying syntax error expected. Okay, on line 9. Okay, here, save it. Okay, now call to undefined function MySQL connect error. Okay, MySQL okay, it's displaying me connection failure. Okay, so what is the name of our database? PHP PDO CRUD. PHP PDO CRUD. Okay, that's right. Host SQL colon host. Okay, then host. Okay, yeah, this one is correct. Then db name, okay, db name, username, here dsl, username, then password. Okay. Yeah, I should check with the not condition. Okay, so now now it will display me connection established successfully. Okay, so if I change the name of my database to something else which is not present, just not exist, now it will throw me an error. Okay, uncaught exception, PDO exception with message. Okay, so it will throw me an error because it's not able to identify this database which is not present. Okay, so now let's refresh. Okay, now it's displaying me correct message. So now let's delete it. Okay, now we have successfully managed to establish a connection with our database, MySQL database, and now let us create a new class of container, and then s3 PHP PDO CRUD tutorial, save it. Okay, and now let's just refresh. Okay, so now it's displaying a title. Okay, and now we need to create a table, okay, for displaying our records. So for that I will come to here to my bootstrap website. Here you will find the predefined code, HTML code for different elements, like for creating table, for creating buttons, for navigation. Okay, and here now I want the table, so I'll just click on this and I will select the entire code, and I'll just copy and I will put it here. Okay, here I'll just give some indent. The first one is ID, second one is title, the third one is description, okay, and then category, and this one is date, and the last one is action. Now let me just delete all this extra stuff. Okay, now just save it, and now when I refresh my page, now it's displaying me this table. Okay, so now it's not displaying properly here. Table, okay. So let's just copy, put it here, save it, and now let's just refresh. Okay, it's displaying all the different fields. Okay, now we need to get the data from our database table and display here on our home page table. Okay, so for here you can see I already inserted one record inside my post table, and this record I'll be fetching from this MySQL table, and I'll display that record here on my table. Okay, so for that I have to go to my index.php file, and then here I need to remove all this. Okay, here I have to write my PHP script statement, and then PDO. I need to write a query Okay, so this PDO I'm referencing from my db.php file. Since I have this is the same PDO. Okay, this is the object of PDO. Okay, so here we in this index.php file will be able to access to this PDO object because we have included this db.php file here. Okay, so here I will save it. Okay, I'll just write select star from post table. Okay, I want to get everything from the post table. Since I have only one record inside my post table, so it will return that record only. Okay, so now I will check if my table contains any records or not. Okay, if statement, I will use a method called row count greater than 0. Okay, so if our table post contains any record, then it will return a value of 1, which is greater than 0. Okay, now in this case our table contains the record, so it will keep on iterate the table. Okay, and assign the data to this row. Statement fetch. Okay, so I will fetch the data PDO fetch obj. Okay, so I am fetching the data as an object from my table post, and I will try to display that information. Now save it. Let's refresh. Okay, now it's displaying me the title. Okay, so that means we are successfully able to fetch the data from our table. Okay, here we'll use a td PHP. I'll just echo here $row of id. Okay, and now the same thing I will just copy, I will paste it here. Okay, just copy and put here id, title, description, category. Okay, and then published on. Okay, now save it, and now let's refresh. Okay, now it's displaying me the details of the first post which is stored inside my table. Okay, now let's come back here. Okay, and we need to display a few links for each and every post. Okay, now let's come here, td a href. Okay. View. Okay, and then here class label of primary. Okay, I'll just copy. I will put here a couple of times. This one is edit and the last one is delete, and we need to change the classes. Success, and the last one is danger. Okay, now save it. Now let's refresh. Okay, now displaying me 3 buttons. One is for viewing a single post, second one is to edit the post, and then third one is to delete the post. Okay, so now let us link the IDs. Yes, first. Okay, view. Okay, when I click on this view link, a request should send to view.php file, okay, with an ID associated with that request, okay. ID is $row of ID, okay. Let's save it. Okay, here I will just copy the same thing, I will put it here and I will change it to edit. I will put it here and then I will just change it to delete. Okay, now what I have done is I have created 3 links. One is for view, second one is to edit, and the third one is for delete. Your first link, which is view, will send a request to view.php file, which is I have not created yet, okay. So along with that request, I will be sending the ID of that particular post to which I want to display inside my view.php file, okay. So now let's save it. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, so now you can see, now when I place the mouse cursor on top of this view link, on the bottom left side of this browser, you will notice a link gets generated, which is 127.0.0.1, which is in this place. Okay, here on the bottom left side you will see a link 127.0.0.1/PHP PDO CRUD, which is our project name, and then view.php, which tells us that I want to send a request to view.php file, and to that, with that request I'll be sending the ID, which is 1. Okay, and you can see, if I place the cursor on edit, it will display me a different link where I'll be sending the ID of ID equals to 1 to the edit.php, and here I'll be sending a request to delete.php file to delete the post, and I'll be sending the ID of 1. Okay, now I will create the pages, different pages for these actions. Now let's write, okay, just here right click, new file, and then save it as view.php. okay, come to index, just copy and put it here, and then delete all this stuff, save it. Okay, h1 view, okay, save it, and just copy and create one more file and save it as edit.php, and then save it edit. Okay, and we need to create one more file, save it, okay, and then change to create and save it as add.php. save, okay, save it. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, now when I click on this view, it will take me to the view.php file, because I have created now that file. I will click on that, now it will take me to the view page. Okay, so here this is the name of that file, and this is the ID that I am trying to refer. Okay, so now if I click on edit, it will take me to edit file. Okay, so now I will create a button. Now I want to create a link as a button above this table. So for that, let's come to our index.php file, and here below this h3 I will create one more view with a class of row. Inside this I will create a link with the class of btn then create post, and that will take me to add.php file. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, and below this button I will use a header, save it, refresh. Okay, now when I click on this, it will take me to add.php file. Okay, which means create. Okay, so now we have created our different files, we have set our different routes for different pages, and we are done with our displaying or fetching records from our MySQL table. Okay, so now let me just add one more record here. Okay, inside my table, click on insert. Okay, and then Magento is an online e-commerce platform. Okay, e-commerce, and then date. Now let's click on go. Now I have added the second record inside my MySQL table, and when I go to my home page, you can see. Okay, now let's come here inside my index.php file. Okay, file. Okay, here I should take this and put here tr. Cut it and paste it here. Okay, so here I have to create one more row. Okay, for displaying a message, error message, no record found. Save it. Let's refresh. Okay, now it's displaying properly. Okay, so now you can see, now the view link for the second post is displaying the ID of 2, which is the ID of that post. Okay, now when I click on this view, it will take me to the view page, and the ID gets changed to 2. Okay, so now let us go back and let us start working on adding the post inside the database. First of all, let's come here. Okay, so here we need to create a form inside our add.php first. Okay, so now let's type add post. Okay, and then we'll create a class of row. Okay, and then we'll create a link. To go index.php, and that will be the pack class. Okay, back button, class of btn primary, save it, due. Before that we will create HR class of row, create a row, and create a form, the class of form, horizontal, okay, and then action will be add.php, okay. And then method will be post. Okay, so here I have created a form which with the help of that form I'll be sending a post request to my add.php file. Okay, and then I'll create a field set, and then I'll create one more div with a class of form group, okay, and then I will create a label, the class of small column of size 2, and that will be title, then div with the class of column small of 4 column for displaying our input type of text with the name of title and class of form control. Okay, so now let's come here and now let's refresh. Okay, we have to go to our index.php file. Okay, now let's click on this create. Okay, now it's displaying a title as a label and then a text box. Okay, so now here one thing you need to remember, this name field which is title should exactly the same for whatever field you have created inside your database table. Okay, so here this title should match with the name which is title here. Okay, so now I will create one more field, okay, and this one is for category. Okay, name should be category. Okay, here this one will be a type of select, name, category, option, select, option, value as CMS. Okay, and then just copy this one is e-commerce, and here it will be last one is MVC. Let's save it. Okay, now we are left with class. Class is form control. Save it. Okay, now the next one is description. Okay, so for that we need to create a text area. I'll just copy the same thing here and I will put it below. category, description, okay. This one is text area. Okay, here I have left placeholder as title. Here placeholder description. Okay, and rows is 10, columns 50. Save it. Okay, now I have created a text area for description. So now let's just rows, let it be 5. Okay, this much of text area is enough. And now we are left with date picker. So for that, let's just copy this and paste it here. Published on. Okay, this one. Input type text. Okay, here I have left the name. Name is description. Here name, published on. Class of form control. Okay, now here we need to mention the ID as well as published on. Okay, so here we need to use this ID inside our header file. Okay, to display the date picker. Script. Okay, function date picker. Here we need to published ID, published on. Okay, which is the ID. Here if I go to my add.php, here I have referred this field to with an ID of published on, and the same ID I have to use inside our header.php file. Okay, published on. Save it, and let's come here, refresh. Okay, now when I click on this, it's not displaying the date picker. Now let's come here, search jQuery UI. Okay, script. Okay, function, $function. Okay, here add symbol, save it and refresh, and okay, now it's displaying me the date picker. Okay, now we need to create a button submitting. Okay, here I don't want this. Button type submit, class of btn primary, submit, name, submit. Okay, so now it's displaying me a submit button as well. Okay, so now here I'm sending a request to the same file, which is add.php file, and here at the top should type php. Okay, if is set $_ post okay id submit name. Okay, here you can see the name is submit. Actually, you need to refer to this form with this name called submit. Okay, if this form is been set, then we need to get the title $_ post title. Okay, and now let's just copy title, description, category, published on. Okay, category, published on. Okay, let's create an array of data where I can display this information: title, description, then category. Okay, category, and then published on. Okay, copy, paste it here. Okay, now I will print this array. Okay, echo pre-tag, save it. Okay, now let's refresh. Title Codeigniter, and then category MVC Codeigniter. Okay, and then published on. Okay, so now let's click on submit. Okay, now you can see inside this array I'm getting all the information that I'm trying to post to my add.php. Okay, so this is the array, Codeigniter, this is the description, category, and then published on. All this entire information I'm able to fetch, collect, and store inside this array, so that you can get the idea that I am getting all the details that I'm trying to submit with my form. I'll just delete it. Okay, and then I will convert the array to a string. Okay, here published on str to time. Okay, so here I will change here published on. Okay, and then published on will convert that into a format, different date format, which is year, month and day. Published on. Okay, now I will check for the emptiness. Okay, so I will just first copy. Okay, now published. Okay, so I'll just copy, put it here. Okay, now let's see. Codeigniter, MVC, Codeigniter, and then date. Okay, now it's displaying me the date in year, month and day format. Okay, so previously it was displaying in different order, and now this is the correct order. Okay, in this format our database stores date inside the table. Okay, here you can see in the same format our database table stores the date. Okay, that's why we have to convert the date according to this format. Okay, so now let's delete it. Okay, now I will check for the emptiness. Else if dollar title is not equals to null and dollar description is not equals to null and dollar category is not equals to null and dollar published on published is not equals to null. Okay, then if the user has entered all the details inside each and every field while submitting the form, then I will run an SQL query. Okay, insert into our table posts values. Okay, here we need to mention the name of our fields, which is title, description, category, published on. Okay, and here we need to enter the fields or the values that we are passing. Okay, first one is title, second one is description, third one is category, fourth one is published. Okay, so these are the variables which holds the values. Okay, and now to write the statement video to make a prepare statement. And to this we have to pass our SQL query. Okay, here we have to check else if our statement gets execute successfully, then we will send or redirect the user to our index.php file, okay. Or else if the data didn't get successfully saved inside our database, if we came across to some kind of error, then we'll display them a message as sorry, unable to add a record, okay. And here I'll create a variable called error to display a message if the user tries to submit the form without entering any of the field. Please fill all the details. Save it, okay. And now to display this error message, which is this one, emptiness message, okay. I need to come here at the end of this form, okay. Here, yeah, above this, need to create a div. I'll just copy this, I'll put it here, okay. Remove this, okay. Delete this, and then I'll remove this as well, okay. In here I will write if is set $_post submit and if, okay. Here we will give them an error message with the class alert of dismissible, alert dismissible, and an alert warning, okay. And p tag, will give them this error message, okay. I'll print that error message, save it, alert dismissible, alert warning, okay. Save it, okay. Now let's test, refresh, okay. Colon on line 22 add.php, on 22, okay. It should be semicolon, okay. Now I'll try to submit the form without entering any information in any of these text boxes. So now, okay, it's displaying me an error message as please fill all the details, okay. I'll just type Codeigniter, okay. Now let us enter the details, enter all the details, Codeigniter, and then let's pick any date. Let's click on submit, okay. Here it's giving me an error message, sorry, unable to add record, Now let's try to print this statement and then exit from here. Okay. Codeigniter, okay, here. Okay, now insert into post, title, description, category, published on. Okay, here is the mistake. Query is not written properly. Save it. Let's delete it. Okay, let's refresh. Codeigniter, here MVC, and here Codeigniter, and then let's enter the date. Okay, now you can see our record has been saved successfully inside our table. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, but date is not displaying properly, so now let's fix that. Okay, list. Okay, PHP CMS, okay, PHP, okay, and then let's select the date. Okay, now let's click on submit. Okay, now you can see it's displaying me the date properly. Okay, so here this dollar was missing earlier, so now let's remove this. Now save it, and now let's refresh the page. Now you can see the record gets added into our database, and at the same time it's displaying here on our home page of our application, and the date is also displaying proper format. Okay, so now let's come to our table. Okay, here you can see the record is saved. Okay, so now let's, okay, so this is we have done our create post. Okay, and now we have to complete our view a single post, edit post, and then delete post. Okay, now let us see how to view a single blog post. Okay, so whenever user click on this view link, the request will get sent to view.php file, and the ID of that post will get sent along with the request. Okay, here you can see this is the ID of the post. So when I click on the third view button, the third post will get open. Okay, and we will see the details of that post. Okay, here. So now let us start doing that. Okay, so let's first go to our editor, and here I am on my view.php file. So now let's come here. Okay, so let's change it as view post. Okay, and then okay, inside okay, inside container. Okay, here we'll create a div with the class of row. Okay, and then we'll create a link to redirect back to index.php file. Okay, here back. Okay, and then class btn primary. Okay, and then we'll create an HR. Okay, now save it. Now let's refresh, and let's click on this first view. Okay, so now we can now you can see I have created a button. Okay, now below that back button I will create a div with with the class of column lg12, okay, and then another div with the class of list group, okay, and then create a href hash class list group item, and then list group item action, okay, and then close the link, and then post, and then I'll create a p tag with the class of this one list group item, copy, and I will put it here, and then okay, here I will create few more p tags, okay, so because I want to display title, description and category of that post. So I'll just copy and I will put it here a couple of times. I'll save it, okay. Now let us come and okay, and I want one more p for displaying the published on information, okay. So now let's refresh, okay. So now here right now it's not displaying anything, this is because we have redirected the user to the view.php file, but now we need to get the details of the post equals to id1, okay. So now let's do that, okay. So here, okay, let's come at the top, okay. Here you can see I have included my db.php file and header.php file. Just below that I will just start one more php and then id $_ get id, okay. So here this using this get I am getting the id of this post, okay, because once I get access to this id, which is the id of that post, with the help of that id I can get the data of that particular post from the table. So now let's come here and then statement PDO, okay. So here you can see here I have created the PDO object, and this I'll get the access to this PDO object here inside my view.php file, because I have included this db.php file here inside my view.php, okay. So PDO query select star from, okay. So our table name is posts, from posts where id equals to $id, and then if statement, okay, row count, okay. So here I will check whether my table post contains the record which I'm trying to fetch from the table, okay. So here I'm checking whether my table contains the data which I'm looking for, okay. So if I found the data, then I will run the while condition to get that data, and I will store that, I will make a reference to that data, statement fetch PDO fetch obj, okay. So I will fetch the data as an object, okay, and then I will store that data inside variable row ID. Okay, and then I will get all different information, ID, title, description, okay, and then published on. Okay, here as well, title, description, and then published on. Okay, now save it. Okay, and now we have got all the details from the table of that required post, and now we need to put these details inside our p tag. Okay. Title, dollar title, just copy, just here, title, description. Okay, so I forgot one thing, which is category. Just copy, okay. Category, okay, and here title, category, description, okay, just copy, and published on. Okay, we'll save it, and now let's refresh. Okay, so now you can see it's getting the details of the first post, and the title of that first post is WordPress, category CMS, and description, and then published on. Okay, so now when I click on this back button, I'll be redirected to index.php file, and now let's click on this last post. Okay, so here the title of the final post is Cake PHP CMS. Okay, and this description. Okay, so this is how we can get the details of any single post from the MySQL table using PHP PDO. Okay, so now we will discuss how to update a record or how to update a post. So for that, let's go to our edit.php file. Okay, so here I will take the code whatever I have written, all the markup for my add.php. I will just copy this entire code, and then I will come to edit, and I will just paste it here. Okay, and then I will change it to edit post, save it. Okay, so now let's refresh. Okay, now let's click on this edit. Okay, here. Okay, so mistake. Okay, so I have left header, include css/header.php. Oh, sorry, inc. It's inc. Okay, so now we need to pre-populate the data of that particular post. Okay, so whenever, let's click on this back button. Okay, so when I want to update the post details of the second post, so when I click on this edit, I should get the details filled inside these boxes. Okay, so for that I have to first get the data of that post. Okay, so for that I will copy this entire code whatever I have written for viewing a single post, and then I will come here I will paste it. Okay, and then okay, here ID, where is the, this one is edit. Okay, and here title. Okay, so here we need to have value equals to dollar row of title. Okay, and then here for the select. Okay, PHP echo row. Okay, here title. Okay, so I will use title, and then category. Okay, and then description. Okay, and then value go published on. Okay, now save it, and now let's refresh. Okay, undefined variable PDO. Okay, I have not included my DB file. Config, and then db.php. Let's refresh. Okay, now you can see it's displaying all the data of that particular post. So now when I click on this back button, and if I want to edit the fourth post, and when I click on this edit link, it will take the data of that fourth post from the table. Okay, now I need to build the functionality for updating the post. Okay, for that I will write, or I will create another file called update.php. Click on new file, and then save it as update.php. Okay, so now okay, so now when I click on the submit button, it means I want to update the post after making changes. Then a request will be sent, a post request will be sent to this update.php file. Okay, so for that, inside this edit.php, I have to change from edit to update. Okay, because I am sending a post request to update.php. Okay, so whatever data you are going to update, that I will take the data, and then I will post that data to update.php. Okay, here I will include my db.php file /db.php. okay, and then I check if the form is submit, if set $_post submit ID. Okay, I will get the ID. Okay, so I will take the data. Okay, I will take this entire code from my add.php. I will just copy and come here, and then I will just put it here. Okay, here I just need to make few changes. Okay, here I need to change this query from insert to update. Update table name posts set title equals to the title which user is going to enter, comma description, okay, comma category, okay, and then published on published date, okay, and then I need to use where clause where id equals to $id, okay. So now I have changed my query from insert to update, okay. So now everything will be as it is. So now let's just save it, okay. Now let's first check the query whether if I have any mistakes in my query or error in my query, okay. So now let's come here and now let's refresh, okay. Click PHP post, okay. Now let's click on, so okay, now let's change it to e-commerce, okay. Post 17, okay. Now let's click on submit, okay. Undefined variable id, okay. So so it's not able to identify the id field, okay. So for that we should send the field id or the information of the id as a hidden field, okay. So while submitting the form we should send the id of that post as a hidden field. So let's come here inside edit, okay, and inside this to create an input type hidden where name equals to id, and then value we need to send the id of the post $id, okay. Save it, okay. Now let's see what information we are getting. So first let's data array, okay, id, okay. So we need to get that id here, id equals to $_post, okay. So here I am sending the id of that post as a hidden field, okay, and here inside update.php I am receiving that id and storing that id inside this id variable, okay. So id equals to $id, and then title equals to $title, category equals to $category, description equals to description, and then published on equals to published date, okay. Now let's print it, okay. Now let's print it, $data, save it, okay, and put an exit here, save it. Now let's see what we are getting. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, so now okay, undefined index ID. Okay, let's see, underscore post ID. Okay, let's come here. ID value. Okay, input type hidden, name ID and value ID. Okay, so this ID we are sending to update.php. Now save it. Type hidden, name ID, value. Okay, here underscore post ID. Okay, save it. Okay, now change it to post. Now let's click on submit. Okay, now it's displaying me the ID of that post and the title, or the updated title. Previously it was kick PHP and now I have changed it to kick PHP post. Okay, and the rest of the things were the same. So now let's change. Okay, change it to e-commerce post. Okay, and then change it to 17. Okay, let's click on submit. Okay, so now it's displaying me the updated information. Okay, now we need to come here. Okay, let's comment all this information. Okay, and now let's save it and let's reload the page. Okay, so now it's displaying me the ID update table, set title equals to PHP post, description of category. Okay, now let's come here and then uncomment all this information, save it. Okay, now let's reload. Okay, now it has taken me to the home page where you can see the information is been updated successfully. Okay, so now let's change the post details of first post. Okay, so now let's click on edit. Now let's change it to PrestaShop. PrestaShop is an e-commerce platform. Okay, and now let's change it to e-commerce. Okay, and now let's change it, and when I click on submit, you can see the information is updated successfully. All the information gets updated successfully. Okay, so this is how we can update the information of any post using PHP PDO. Okay, and now the last thing which is left is the deleting a post. Okay, so for deleting a post we have to create one more file with a name called delete.php. Click on new file and then save it as delete.php. Then I will include a file config/db.php. okay, and then okay, so now here inside my index.php I already linked the ID to this delete button. So whenever user click on this delete link, a request will be sent to delete.php. okay, so now I will get the ID of that post here inside my delete.php. First $id $_get ID. okay, and now let's echo this ID, save it. Okay, so now let's refresh. Okay, so when I click on this delete, the request will be sent to delete.php file with that ID, and I am receiving that ID here, and this is the ID that you can see here. I'm displaying that ID. So now let's click on third post. Okay, so here I'm displaying the third post ID. Okay, so now let's delete it. $SQL delete from table, which is posts, okay, where ID equals to $ID, okay, and then empty, and I'll use my PDO object, prepare statement will pass my SQL query, and then I will execute it. So while executing, I will check whether the statement gets executed successfully or not. If the statement gets executed successfully, okay, then I will redirect the user to location called index.php. okay, so here I am getting the ID of that post, and with the help of that ID I am running a delete query where I am mentioning the ID of that post to which I want to delete. Okay, and then I am passing that SQL to my prepare statement, and then I'll executing this statement. If the query or the statement gets executed successfully, that means when the record gets deleted from the table, then I'll be redirected directly to my index.php file. Now save it. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, now let's click on this third post, delete it. Okay, so now you can see the third post automatically gets disappear from my table, and now when I click on this table or database table, you can see we are left with only 4 records. Okay, so now if I want to delete the second post, see, second post also gets deleted from the table, and that post also gets deleted from my MySQL table as well. Okay, so this is how we can develop the functionality of creating, reading, updating and deleting records from the MySQL table using PHP PDO. Okay, so I hope you like this video. I hope you got some useful and valuable information out of this video. If you like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Okay, and thanks for watching.